Hello, Tony.
Speaking.
How you doing? It's Luke.
Not too bad. Sorry, I got cut off.
Yeah, no, you got put on hold. My assistant just come and got me, but when I got to the phone, you was gone.
Oh, right. Okay, so you asked me to give me a call regarding my property that I've got on open rent.
Correct.
So I'm a little bit confused. What are you actually after? Have you got tenants for the property, or you wish to add it to your portfolio?
No, we haven't got a tenant. We would be the tenant as a company. What are you exactly?
You personally would be the tenant.
My company would be the tenant. Yeah, that's what we do. We offer long-term guaranteed rent to landlords for 1 to 5 years.
So who would actually be living in the property?
We would have our tenants in there that we've gone and found. So it would be people like doctors, nurses, working professionals in the area.
Right, as I said in the email last night, I dealt with two agencies last year regarding hospitals and doctors and nurses, etc.
Yeah.
It is. They both come and inspected the property and couldn't fault it at all.
Yeah.
But as I said, without going over old ground, because it would be three different parties and not related, puts it into HMO.
Well, it depends. It depends. So if they're staying on a short-term basis and they're not on long-term contracts, like many of our guests are, then they're classed as guests and not tenants because they're only there for 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks at a time.
Who would actually rent the property?
My company would rent the property from you.
Lock, stock and barrel. So you deal with all the tenants then?
We deal with everything, Tony. We've been going for 7 years in South Wales now. I understand you've had maybe some bad experiences with other companies, but...
Yeah, and to be quite honest, the company that had it before was Quinn Radiators.
Right, I don't know anything about them.
Yeah, they were a very large company, Irish company, based on the industrial estate on the A48, as you're heading towards Cardiff, just past the Dragonfly
Okay.
pub. They had it, and they didn't look after it. They promised all this and that, and in the end, they ended up taking the company to the small claims court, and they did pay.
Yeah,
so
I saw that in your message.
Yeah, I didn't want to go through it again.
No, that's not something we'd be open to at all. That's not how we work. We've never had any landlords.
Who would look after the property?
We would look after the property. We have a team in the area. We would do maintenance checks. We normally put aside around 6% of the rent every month for maintenance.
So the
the garden,
housekeeping, repairs. It is under the British Gas and everything else like that for the central heating and water. And what would you rent the property from me at?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? We'd obviously have to view it first, and then we would.
Of course you would.
We would make an offer off the back of that if things align, and we think that it would be a good fit for us, and we think that you'd also be a good fit for us as well, because we're not in the business of working with anyone who we think's going to be a headache to us as well. You know, we're fortunate enough to be.
Well, I think that's a nice sentence for you to say, because I don't need no more headaches.
No.
The tenants that have just left, I've had to have them evicted.
Yeah.
And the bailiffs. I've now got the property back.
Yeah.
I'm redecorating. I've almost finished.
Yeah.
I work full time. I'm not a property developer or anything. And like I said, it was my house I bought brand new.
Yeah.
And then when I got married, we bought our own house, which is just round the corner.
Sure.
So it was sort of like a pension pot, and it still is a pension pot, even though she's got her house, obviously, because she didn't sell that one.
Sure.
So we've got like two properties between us, but we're not rental a living from it, if that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah, it's a long-term play for you.
Yeah, the less hassle I can get, the more beneficial it is for me.
Of course.
So that's the first stepping stone, is you need to view.
Yes, the first step would be we'd send one of our team members to view, and then we'd get back on the phone with yourself and have a conversation, go back and forth and make sure we're both happy, and hopefully make you an offer if it makes sense, you know.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that in my eyes at this present time. Nothing to gain, nothing to lose.
No, it's only a viewing.
It's so what's your next step that you want to do then, right? And arrange a viewing.
Yeah, if you give us the full address, and I'll speak with my team member today, and then I'll contact you again either later on today or first thing tomorrow. And
that's okay, because I work full time. I'm not far away. I'm 10 or 15 minutes away, but I'm a transport manager, so it's not easy to leave the depot.
Sure.
I'm there every weekend because I'm redecorating, like I
Yep.
said, almost finished.
Yeah.
And I'm there from approximately 17:30 in the afternoon till about 7 or 8 o'clock.
Okay.
If you could work around those, it'd be appreciated.
Yeah, 5:30 till 7, 8 o'clock at night. You're there, and then
Yeah.
you're there on the weekends as well.
Yeah, and I only live round the corner,
Yeah.
literally 3 minutes walk or a 1 minute drive. I
Yeah.
live in Briganti Way.
Okay.
Sorry, Briganti. No, the house is in Briganti Way. I
Yeah.
live in Schooner Circle.
Okay.
So literally is around the corner.
Okay, I'm not too familiar with that exact area. We work more in like the MP19, MP20. That's where most of our other properties are, like in the middle of
Right,
Newport.
yes. Well, do you know Asda in off the 48 by Dufferin?
Yes, I might do if I pulled it up on Google
I'm
Maps.
not in Dufferin.
Okay.
By the way.
Okay.
It's right opposite Asda as you're coming off the 48 when you go over the island to Asda. If you carry straight on, you go to a place called Dufferin. If you turn right,
Yep.
that's Morgan Way.
Okay.
And then if you go down Morgan Way, Briganti, my turning is the second on the left.
Okay.
But I can give you the postcode.
Yes,
which
please.
is NP10
Yep.
8EW.
MP10 8EW.
Yeah.
And what number is it?
25.
25.
Now, if you drive past it, I'm not there now, but I've got a car on the drive at the moment just to sort of like make it look as if someone's there
Yeah. Okay.
while I'm decorating. So that's where I am. You've got my number. Whatever's best for you. Just
Yeah.
sort something out and give us a bell.
Yeah, I'll get my team member to come down and I'll drop you a message either later on today or I'll give you a quick call back.
Like I said, depending on the time, I can shoot out of work.
Yep.
Friday is a no.
Okay.
It's a definite no because
Friday's a
of
no.
all the transport issues for the weekend.
Yep.
So it's Wednesday today, Thursday, tomorrow, possibility depending on the time, or the weekend, or any time that suits you.
Yep.
Or next week.
Yep. And you said you're just doing some minor sort of redecorating at the moment. Everything else is all right with the property?
Oh God, yeah. It's I'm downstairs now.
Yep.
You've got 2 bedrooms on the top floor
Yep.
with their large bedrooms.
Yep.
With ensuite attached to each bedroom. One's got a shower, one's got a bath.
Nice.
Built like that from new.
Yep.
There's fire doors, self-closers on every floor
Yep.
with the up-to-date renewed smoke alarms.
Mhm.
Then you come down to a very large living room
Mhm.
on the middle stroke second floor
Yep.
with a fairly large kitchen.
Yep.
It's clean, it's tidy, everything works, but it's been in the property from new, and I've had the house about 18 years.
Okay.
It's not damaged, but it looks like it could do with some new doors, but
Yeah.
everything works.
Yeah, it looks good from the photos, you know.
Yeah, then you come down the stairs, and as you come through the entrance hall,
Mhm.
you've got a little cloakroom immediately on your left.
Yep.
Then you've got another shower, toilet and wash hand basin.
Yep.
That is the downstairs bathroom. It's not part of the downstairs bedroom. Now, the downstairs bedroom, when I first rented it out, I had a 3/4 bed in there and a wardrobe and a set of drawers.
Yep.
It was rented out fully furnished all those years ago. It's not
Right.
anymore. I learned my lesson. So if you put a double bed in there, you're going to struggle for any furniture. You put a single bed in there, you're laughing.
Right, okay.
Then you've got a downstairs utility room with a sink and spaces for a washing machine and fridge, and you've got exactly the same upstairs under the worktop counters. There's a dishwasher that packed up a few years ago. I've not replaced it. I've just left it because it hides the hole and the door matches the rest of the cupboard. Yeah,
Fair enough.
And I've told everybody that's been in there it doesn't work. But if you wish to put a fridge in there or a washing machine, I'll remove the dishwasher. But
Yeah.
they've all put their washing machines downstairs.
Yeah.
A small back garden, probably 10 metres by 4 or 5 metres.
Yeah.
So it's easy maintenance, but that's one of the problems that they didn't do. So I'm just doing the fence and the garden.
Yeah.
And I've got the front door off. I've put a spare one on while I'm repainting and freshening
Right.
the door and everything up. But all upstairs has been painted. Everything works. All the carpets have been cleaned, apart from downstairs because I'm working down there.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Sounds like you've been grafting there, mate.
Well, 12 months ago it was fully repainted from top to bottom.
Yep.
Literally skirting boards, doors, everything.
Yep.
The tenants that have been evicted, they didn't look after it. They were dirty bleeders.
Right.
So it's been a complete top to bottom bleach,
Yeah.
repaint again, not all the doors, some of the doors and skirting boards,
Yeah.
carpets all steam cleaned or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And now I'm downstairs.
Right, got you. And why couldn't you get them out, Tony? Like, what was the problem? Were they on an assured short hold tenancy agreement with you or an occupational contract?
God, they were on an AST.
Right.
Okay, they'd done the 6 months.
Yep.
And at the beginning, I had them all checked out by open rent.
Yep.
No court orders, bank statements,
Right.
month earning, and everything else like that.
Yep.
Happy days, I thought.
Yep.
About 3 months in, he started reaching difficulty in payments.
Right.
And no matter what I'd done, he fell further and further behind.
Right.
But he managed to keep it up for 6 months, so he knew exactly what he was doing.
Right. He's playing the
At the end
game.
of 6 months, he wouldn't have had a leg to stand on.
Right.
So he finally met the final payment on the sixth month,
Yep.
and the 7th month he couldn't pay.
Right.
I put a payment plan into for him. He
Yep.
accepted it, signed it all off.
Yep.
Came into the 8th month, nothing paid.
Right.
So I issued him with the RHW20.
Yep.
He paid £80, which cancelled the RHW20 because he
Right.
made an offer of a payment.
Right.
So I had to wait another 2 months, knowing that hopefully he wasn't going to pay. I used RMJ solicitors,
Yep.
and they told me just to not ask for nothing, leave it.
Yep.
Get 2 months clear completely, which is what I did, and then he was served with a court appearance.
Yep.
He failed to attend court. He made up some excuse. During this time, I then knew he was a blatant liar.
Yep.
He was not telling the truth whatsoever.
Right.
And his wife, he was married, no children were living in the house,
Right.
run a property, run a little business somewhere else.
Right.
So it went to court, it got adjourned for a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Went back to court, the house was awarded to me
Yep.
with a repayment of X amount of pounds.
Yep.
And given to get out on a certain date. He failed to get out on that date, and he said, I'm not moving, I'm not getting out, you'll have to get the bailiffs.
Wow. Dug his feet in.
Yeah, which is what I had to do. And
Yep.
then he left a couple of hours before the bailiffs arrived. And then he threw a lot of furniture outside.
Yep.
Left it on the drive, which I've cleared away.
Right.
And then left the house. He even sent me a text or whatever to say I've had the house thoroughly cleaned from top to bottom.
Right.
I had an independent inspection carried out on the property. I didn't do it myself
Yep.
because I didn't want it to be biased. That
Yep.
was carried out. I still got the full report
Yep.
from the independent property company.
Yep.
They highlighted everything, and I've been working on it
Ever since.
with a couple of other independent self-employed people
Mm-hmm.
doing bits if I'm too busy, because I just wanted it done quickly.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense. Cool. He sounds charming. He sounds like a lovely tenant.
Well, not a very nice person at all,
No.
and I just feel sorry for the next people. I think that they make a living out of it personally. But
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
The rest is down to my solicitor now to sort.
Yeah, of course. I mean, just to sort of give you some peace of mind, that's not how we work at all. You know, we would sign a company contract with yourself. So a company let agreement is the contract we normally use with landlords, and in that agreement there'll be a break clause where if for whatever reason it's not working for either party involved, there'll be a 2-month period of notice and we will leave. So there'll be no chance of us staying there and not paying rent. That just isn't something that we would ever entertain or do, you know?
Yeah, I'll be honest and blunt. Is everybody that's looked at the house, like the 2 agencies from last year, they loved it.
Yeah.
It is my pride and joy because it was my own house. I lived in it.
Yeah.
So I have a tendency to look after it.
Yeah.
I've got no intention to sell, and all I want is somebody to move in there,
Yeah.
look after it the way it should be looked after.
Yeah.
I'll repair it with British Gas and the warranty that it's under and everything else like
Yeah.
that. Whoever has it, and they cause, whether it be yourselves or an independent family, and they cause damage, I expect them to repair the damage depending on what they do.
Absolutely.
And whoever has it just sort of think, well, yeah, this is a nice house, everything works, we've got nothing to worry about, they're happy,
Yeah.
rental's paid on time, I'm happy, and everybody gets left alone and gets on with their life.
Well, you sound like the perfect landlord, mate, to work with, to be honest with you. So hopefully we can come to some sort of agreement. But first things first, let's have a look, and then we'll get back on the phone and we'll go from there.
Yep, that's fine, Luke.
All right, so I'll speak with my member of staff and I'll drop you a text later on today, if that's all right.
That's fine, not a problem at all.
And we'll go from there, Tony.
Okay. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.